Hey, it's me, Rasheed, coach, speaker, and author, and welcome to this. Cheers, by the way. It's healthy, it's green. There's no alcohol in it. Don't worry. It's healthy and it's green, and that brings us on to our theme for this month, for the July issue of Catch the Coach, your newsletter for fulfillment and meaningful success and progress. So our theme is all around well-being and well-being in terms of mind, body, and spirit. Cheers. I'm going to have a little bit of this, and whilst I have a little bit of this, I want you to A, guess what you think is in this. But B, what does the word well-being mean to you? I want you to sit with that. What does the word well-being mean to you? Once you've done that, whilst I'm having a sip of this, I want you to think about what do you think is in this? That's really good. My quote for the month this month is that your well-being should never be reduced to an afterthought. It must be your first act. So your well-being should never be reduced to an afterthought. It should be your first act. And the challenge in life is often that we're so busy, everything's on the run, the food's on the run, we're very busy working, we're doing this and we're doing that. And often our well-being, mind, body, and spirit really suffers. So my tip for this month is to put that well-being, for you, especially if you're incredibly busy, as the very first thing that you do, your very, very first act. And my tip is to do something that's good for you in terms of mind. For you, it might well be reading something which is nourishing. For your spirit, it might be about journaling because you find that really soothing in terms of your mind. It might well be that you do that first and then something for your body. So it might well be your fresh juice. It might well be the exercise that you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, even if it's 10 minutes, can be a big difference to doing absolutely nothing. It's your exercise. And what's also the thing that you could be doing for your spirit? What's it that is going to be very nourishing in terms of your spirit? Maybe for you, it's about meditation. Maybe it's about yoga. Maybe it's about, for you, it might be about prayer. But maybe for you, it's not even about religion, and spirit doesn't necessarily isn't reduced to religion. For you, spirit might well be about you being out in nature where you're nurtured by nature. It might be the things that are really nourishing to your spirit and to your creativity. It might be about music. It might well be about painting. It might well be about art. It might be about dance and movement. What is nourishing to your spirit? What makes you feel really energized? Because if you think about it, we put the words work-life in the wrong order. We talk about work-life balance, and often things are really out of balance. And you're really wanting to make sure that you're really energized in terms of that work, because so many people feel as though that they're overworked, or that they're overstressed, or that they're not productive. So it's really important that by us doing those things, that first thing that are nourishing, and guess what's in it? Remember, mind, body, and spirit can be very, very powerful. So going back to these themes again, our well-being shouldn't be reduced to an afterthought. It must be our first act. What is your routine? What are you currently doing? And I wanted to put one last challenge to you. If you had to give your health and well-being a score, between the score of 1 to 10, because it won't be 0 because you're blessed to be here and alive, but it might be that you've got a long-term health condition. It might be that you've got all sorts of other challenges. It might be that you're just deeply stressed at work or the moment. What are the things that you could do that would just ease that would just improve things for you? Perhaps for you, you might be thinking, actually, for me, it's about getting that little bit more time of sleep. I was speaking to a friend the other day, and he recognized that he just needed to put more time in for sleep and for rest. Maybe it's about changing your working patterns in some way. Maybe it is, particularly if you are somebody who's incredibly busy, that tip of mine that before you do anything else, that you perhaps start with that thing that's good for you in terms of mind, body, and in terms of spirit. What is it that you could do? So give yourself a score on the scale of 1 to 10. And then what could you be doing that would be just taking you that one notch higher? What would that be? You might think, okay, it would be increasing my exercise routine from 10 minutes to 20 minutes, or it might well be making sure that I do exercise 4 times a week instead of 1 time a week. You might think actually it's about me switching off my computer at 6:30 p.m. so that I'm switching off all my emails so that I have that work-life balance. What's the one thing that you could do that could just improve the score of what you've done? Now, We're about to round up. Any guesses what's in here? Give you a clue. It's green, but there's not everything in there is green. I'm going to give you one clue. One thing that's in there isn't green in colour, it's orange in colour, but it's not an orange. That's giving one thing away. But anyway, have yourself a really good month ahead. Take good care of yourself, and remember that your well-being should be your first deed, not an afterthought. All the best. Bye-bye. I'm going to get back to this. See you later. Bye-bye.